sir. Hello students, good morning everyone. Today's 8th class science topic is metals and non-metals. First is the introduction. There are total 118 elements present which are known in our periodic table. 118 elements. Out of these elements, on the basis of their properties, we classify these elements in metal and non-metal. A majority of elements are metals. These metal and non-metals exist in free state or in combined state. Okay students, there are total 118 elements present. Out of these elements, on the basis of properties, we classify these elements as metals and non-metals. A majority of elements are metals, and these metals and non-metals occur in either in free state or in combined state. After that, all the metals are generally solid in state except mercury. Mercury is such a metal which exists in a liquid form. A majority of elements are metals, and there are 22 elements are non-metal. Out of these 22 elements, 10 are in solid state, 1 is in liquid state, and remaining 11 exist in their gaseous state. Okay? Out of these 22 elements, 10 are in solid state such as carbon, iodine, etc. 1 is liquid, which is bromine. Bromine is a non-metal which exists in liquid state. After that, 11 are in gaseous state such as oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, chlorine, etc. This is the introduction part about metal and non-metal. After that, what are metals? Metals are those elements which lose electron and gain positive charge. Metals are those elements which lose electron and gain positive charge. Means metals are the positively charged atom or ion. After that, occurrence of metals. Before discussing occurrence, we will discuss about first non-metals. As metals are formed by loss of electron and acquire a positive charge, Similarly, non-metals are those elements which gain electron and acquire negative charge. So, negatively charged atom or ion are known as non-metals. Okay students, after that we will discuss about occurrence of metals and non-metals. How metals and non-metals occur? Metals and non-metals. Most metals occur in free state. For example, gold, silver, copper, they exist in free state, and others are in combined state. Others are in combined state means they form compound and exist in the form of a compound. Okay? Here we say that gold, silver, copper, these metals exist in free state, and other remaining metals are in combined state means they exist in compound form, such as sulfates, silicates, oxides, nitrides, etc. Okay students? After that, first in oxide form, bauxite, which is an ore of aluminium, Al2O3 into 2H2O. This is the ore of aluminium and exists in form of oxides means bauxite. Okay. After that, sulfide, HgS, mercury sulfide, Cinnabar. Mercury exists in form of sulfides and also copper pyrite, CuFe2S2, copper pyrite. These two are in sulfide forms. FeS2, copper pyrite. After that, third one is carbonates. Third one is carbonates. For example, calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate. CO3 is carbonate. Calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is known as the limestone. Calcium carbonate is known as the limestone and magnesium carbonate is known as the magnesite. These are exist in carbonate forms. After that, next is halide. Next is halides, means common salt such as NaCl. Sodium chloride, also known as common salt. Sodium is a metal and it forms a salt with chlorine and exists in the form of halides. And after that, sulfates. Next one is sulfates. Gypsum and epsom. Gypsum and epsom. Gypsum is the calcium sulfate and epsom is magnesium sulfate into 7H2O. These are the water of molecules and they are also known as water of crystallization, in the form of crystallization. Okay, these are the some forms such as oxides, halides, sulfates, phosphates, carbonates. In these forms, metal exists in combined state or in compound form. Okay students, understand? After that, non-metals, occurrence of non-metals. First one is oxygen. Oxygen is 21% is available in our atmosphere in free state in air, and in combined state it will exist in the form of water in Earth's crust. Okay, after that, nitrogen. Nitrogen is 78% exists in atmosphere in air, and it also exists in the form of plants and animals, fertilizers and nitrates. Okay, after that, third one is hydrogen. Hydrogen as a coal gas in free state. These are the free state. Coal gas in free state and also in combined form in water. Okay, after that, carbon. There are two allotropic forms of carbon, that is diamond and graphite. These are the two allotropic forms of carbon, diamond and graphite. These are exist in free state. Exist in free state. Okay. This is the occurrence about metals and non-metals which exist in free state or in combined state. After that, we will discuss about physical properties of metals and non-metals. Physical properties of metals and non-metals. First, we will discuss about metals. In metals, About physical state. Physical state, there are mainly three states, that is solid, liquid or gas. Most of the metals are in solid state. Most of the metals exist in which form? Solid form. But except, there is a exception, except mercury, which exists in liquid form. Okay students, after that second one is hardness. Second one is hardness. In hardness, most of the metals are hard in nature. They are strong. But there is also an exception, except sodium and potassium. Except sodium and potassium. Sodium and potassium are so soft metals which can be easily cut with a knife. Okay, understand this term, hardness. Hardness means strong. Most of the metals, just as silver, gold, copper, iron, these are hard. But sodium and potassium are the two metals, but they exist in the form of soft. They are so soft then they can be cut easily with the help of a knife. Okay. After that, third one is malleability. What do you understand by the term malleability? The property of the substances, the property of the substance due to which by hammering they can be converted into thin sheets is known as the malleability. Most of the metals are malleable in nature. Most of the metals are malleable in nature. Means most of the metals are converted into thin sheets. On heating, on hammering, they cannot be break. They cannot break on hammering. They can be easily converted into thin sheets. This property of metals is known as the malleability. Okay, gold and silver. Gold and silver are the two most malleable metals. Gold and silver are the two most malleable metals. Okay students, after that ductility. Next property is ductility. Similarly, malleability, ductility is the property of the substance due to which they can be converted into thin wires on hammering. In ductility, most of the metals are ductile. Most of the metals are ductile in nature and they can be converted into thin wires. Similar, gold and silver are the most ductile metals. Gold and silver are the most ductile metals. But except sodium and potassium. Sodium and potassium are neither malleable and nor ductile because they are soft metals. So malleability and ductility is not shown by these two metals. Okay. After that, next property is conductivity. Next property is conductivity. Most of the metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Most of the metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Conductors means they can pass heat and light through them. So metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. So most of the metals are used in making wires. Most conductor metals are gold and silver, but due to more expensive in nature gold, we not use gold and in making electrical wires, but we use copper and silver in making electric wires because they are copper and silver are not so much expensive as like gold. Okay. After that, silver and copper and aluminium. Silver is also rarely used. Due to expensive in nature, we use generally copper and aluminium wires in our electric poles, etc. After that, next physical property is lustrous. Luster means shiny appearance. Luster means shiny appearance. Most of the metals are luster in nature, means they have shiny surface. Their upper surface is so shine, due to which this property is followed by most of the metals. After that, next property is about density. Next is density. Density is the ratio of mass upon volume. Most of the metals are high, have large weight, high in masses, so they have high density. Most of the metals have high density. After that, next is melting point and boiling point. Due to high mass, they also possess high melting point and boiling point, except sodium and potassium, because they are soft metals. After that, next is rigidity. Rigidity means how much rigid, strong. Rigidity means strong. Most of the metals are hard and strong in nature, okay, except sodium and potassium, they have high tensile strength. High tensile strength means they can carry a lot of weight, such as iron. Iron is used in making buildings, houses and all construction materials. Okay. After that, next is sonorous. Next property is sonorous. Most of the metals are sonorous in nature. Sonorous means most of the metals are sonorous in nature, that is, they produce a sound. Sonorous means produce a sound when hit by a hammer. Okay, sonorous. After that, color. Generally metals are exist in silver grey color. Silvery grey color, but gold is exist in yellow and copper exists in reddish brown color. Copper exists in reddish brown color. These are the some basic physical properties about metals. Okay students, on this basis we similarly explain the properties of non-metals just as in metals. Some important physical properties of non-metals. First one is non-metals are brittle in nature. Brittle means they break on heating या on hammering. Second is non-metals are not so hard, they are not so strong. After that, non-metals are not malleable and not ductile. They do not show the properties of malleability and ductility. After that, they are bad conductors of heat and electricity. They are bad conductors of heat and electricity, except graphite and diamond. As we already discussed about graphite and diamond, these are the two allotropic forms of carbon. Carbon's allotropic forms, which are good conductor of heat and electricity, but remaining other non-metals are bad conductor of heat and electricity. After that, non-metals are not luster, and they cannot be polished. They cannot be polished. Their surface is not so shiny. They also not produce sound. Means they are not sonorous in nature. After that, they have low melting and boiling point. They have low density. They have low density and they are not rigid. They exist in all states. We had already discussed about these solid, liquid and gaseous states. And after that, about color. They have many varieties of colors, such as oxygen and nitrogen are colorless gases. Oxygen and nitrogen are colorless gases. Chlorine is a greenish yellowish gas. Greenish yellowish gas, etc. Okay students, these are the some basic physical properties about non-metals. which are just like opposite to metals. Okay students, thanks a lot.